Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rambling Toffee podcast. I'm Mark. I hope everybody is doing well this Sunday. How can I start this podcast? Most of the times when I do these podcasts, it's always had a negative vibe about it. It's always about how disappointed I've been, of what how the team's been playing, all the issues off the field with the takeover, with all the years under the machinery and all everything that's been negative, 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 negative. And for me, the last three games, seeing our football club play good football, advancing, you know, football, passing movement, players that have not been playing well have been restricted. Like had the shackles have been taken off them since David Moyes has come in. Seeing them playing so well, playing with confidence and belief, and and the goals have been fantastic. And you've seen the best of these players that we actually thought, especially this season, that they weren't good enough. And the fact that up to before David Moyes came in, where are we going to get goals from? Have we got the good enough players? We needed players coming in, obviously, in this transfer window. I'll get to that in a moment. But you know, it was like night and day. Watching a team that struggled week in week out against teams that we would look upon around us in the division, thinking that they are good opportunities to get points against, and we either lose or drop points against these teams, play poorly. All we do is launch the ball, all the things that we can take a negative at that point in time. And obviously where the decision for Sean Dyche to leave the club um, at the time and the reasons behind it, and the fact that he said that he couldn't take this club any further and couldn't take the team. He couldn't think of anything further to do to get the best out of these players. You bring in David Moyes. Now, I've talked about David Moyes. What do I think about his appointment? And originally, I thought, well, short term gap, you know, comes in. You know what you're going to get with David Moyes. And for me, I thought, okay, let's see what he can do. And in the last three games, he's turned it round. The Villa game, we were close. We should have got something out of the Villa game. The Tottenham game, I don't care if Tottenham are not playing well. We've not been playing well all season. That's why we're where we are. So it doesn't matter if Tottenham have got a load of injuries. We've got injuries as well. And we put on that performance in that first half. We saw players just allowed the freedom to do what they want to do. But one of the things is that David Moyes, you know, how old, he's been in the game for a lot longer than Sean Dyche will ever be. More experience. He's won a trophy with West Ham. He's built teams. We know what he's done at Everton in his first stint. We know how good a manager he can be. And he was able to go in, talk to the players, tweak it, do the things that he needed to do to, and it's simple. What I'll talk about the game yesterday is a football can be the most simplest game in the world. I played it semi-professionally when years ago, and basically, when I played, the coach, the manager, give me simple instructions to do. This is what you're doing. This is your role, and he says this is your strength. This is what you're good at. You're good at getting a football. You're good at passing it. We don't you do the physical bit. What you want to do is we'll give you the ball. You do your passing and what you're good at. That's what I was good at when I played. And what you're seeing with the attacking side of Everton is those players like the Ndiaye. We know what he's capable of. We've seen it this season, even in a defensive setup and a structured formation where he's more doing a more defensive role than his attacking role. But he was still able to do that on glimpses. We saw that throughout this season. But the likes of Jesper Lindstrom, you know, not been performing at all well. And another player that we signed on loan that has all the potential and all the talent in the world, but is restricted and has been told to do a certain role, and he's not been able to do what he's good at and what obviously the club have brought him in to do. So he has come in and he's been like that. So what has happened? It's like Mikalenko. He played well yesterday. There's moments he gave the ball away again, but he's getting further forward. The club, David Boyd came in. He knows what Evertonians want, and a way and a style that we Everton play. And it's going back to a time when he was managing Everton before he left for Manchester United. The players that we had at that time were set up in a way that we were strong defensively, but we also were very good going forward and attacking. And he's come in, he's looked at the players that we have, and obviously we've got injuries and everything else at the moment, and we've got a very small squad, so he has to work with that. He's got his team, he's got Leighton Baines in there, who we know how great Leighton Baines was for us, and he's been able to come in and instead of defensively, he knows we're good defensively. We'll keep that as it is. We'll work on that, to keep it as it is. But attacking, we need to score goals. We need to win football matches. So instantly he's come in. We need to win football matches to stay in this division. That's the whole point of why he's come in. That's the first instance. So he has to set and say, right, we have to be a bit more attacking. So he's looked at the attackers and thought, right, you can do your defensive job, that's fine, but we want you to do more. So he's looked at the players that we have and said, let's look at the strengths. What is your strength? Let's work on your strength and fit it into the team. And what he's done, he sets up a structure. He's looked at Mikalenko and said, look, we want you to get further forward. We want wing back. We want you to get further forward. He's looked at Jake O'Brien, who's been on the bench, who's not played, and thought, right, we're going to play you in a right back position. We're going to put you in that position and you're going to do a role. And he fit perfectly straight in there. But what it's allowed it to do is allowed Jasper Lindstrom to be that wing back to get further forward, to actually get further because he's got the protection at the back of him. Because Jake O'Brien, as much as he's tall and he's big, he also has a bit of pace there. He can get back and do his defensive duties, but he's a good protection and it seems to work. On the other side, Mikalenko, you've got Ndai in front of him. And Mikalenko, but because we're asking him to get forward more often, that means that Ndai can get further forward as well. So attacking, we're getting further forward. And that's what's happened. But the biggest thing we have to do here is this, look, we're footballers. Pass it, move it around. Lot more passing, do that more often instead of launching it like we have done and just hope that a knockdown will come, luckily a mistake by a defender or something that will get an opportunity. You have to create your own opportunities. You can't keep on doing that. Simple. It's simple stuff here. It's just basically patience is a virtue because the game yesterday was a perfect example of patience in a build up. Because what we saw yesterday, so the first goal was a launch, was it? Just cleared it because it was the start of the game, and we just got through and scored that goal. So we 10 seconds in, but the second goal and the third goal was um, just shows you typifies where patience come in. We had the ball, we were passing it around. There was nothing going forward at that point. Went to Tarkowski. He found a gap, went round the back, right round, and of course Beto onto it. Like you and again, as I mentioned, working on player strength. We don't have Calvert-Lewin, he's now injured. Mangala's injured and out, and he's gone back to his parent club to recover. Tarkowski got the ball, right round, cracking goal, and playing to his strengths. That's on the training field. That's what they've been working on all week because they knew they haven't got Dominic Calvert-Lewin anymore. You haven't got Mangala in that central area. We got thankfully James Garner came back in. We know how good he is as a football. We know what he's capable of with the football and what he can do. But that second goal was typified of that. It was just passing. Tarkos got the ball back. Looked, it was just waiting for a moment for something to happen. I think, oh, there's an opportunity. Go, and he did. That third one, what I liked about it, and I said it on social media, the flick, passing around. I think Tarkovsky had the ball for a bit. There was nothing going on. In the past, we would have launched it to Calvert or even Beto because there was nothing on. The panic was there. I think, oh, we need to get it forward, need to do something about it. Patience, looked around, passed it back into, went to address a gay. Nice little flick to Garner, and of course that pass right through to Beto. Wonderful pass right through. Great finish by Beto, 3-0. But what's happened is thinking about players to think about what they're doing when they got the football. What happened under Sean Dyche management is basically you've got the ball, don't think about it, just get rid of it. Get it away from our defensive areas as much as you possibly can. Get it away from those players. Don't give them, make it hard for them. So launch it. And it was launched always to Calvert Lewin and dropped down. And because how we were set up, we weren't attacking sense, we were more defensive set up. Our midfield was further back and basically move a breakdown normally, and basically Leicester or any other team would have the ball and they would be on attack again. And that's what's been happening at home and they've been happening away from home. Basically, the setup is been same old, and that's why is where we were. And the whole purpose of football, and I don't know what Sean Dyche's is, the whole purpose of football is winning football matches. That's what he's been told. Moyes has come in, he wants to win football matches. That's what he's paid to do, to get a team to win football matches. The owners want that. That's what's happened. It's just changed. And it's a tweak, but it's simple instructions. And when you get a win like against Tottenham, as much as it's Tottenham and they're not playing great and they've got injuries, as I mentioned, we've got injuries as well. Win is a win. Doesn't matter who you're playing against. I don't care if they're not playing well or not. You're still playing against a team. Doesn't matter. They've still got some good players. They still can hurt you. Doesn't matter if they're not performing great at the moment. You still have to go out and win football matches. And we've not been doing it a lot at home. So coming away with that gave you a bit of a boost, bit of confidence. The Brighton game, different way how we won that game. That was like back to the wall stuff, but that was defending a 1-0 and then the injuries obviously came into that game. Playing with 10 men and all the circumstances of that, we knew Brighton played this certain way. They were coming off performances where they've been playing really, really well. So we knew it was going to be a difficult game. They're at home, inevitability, but we came through it, and that showed a different way we got the 3 points from. Coming into the Leicester games, obviously 2 wins on a bounce. Players are confident. They feel happy, and if you listen to interviews with the players, they really enjoy the fact that the instructions that they're being given by the manager and the coaches and how they were played, they're actually happy with what they're being told. Simple instructions, being told what to actually do. And that's what it's all about. Football, as I say, can be the most simplest things in the world, and it's just how you explain it. And the players are getting that, and it's given everybody a boost. And the impact we're getting now is like you get Jesper Lindstrom, who everybody thought, even myself, I don't think he's going to make it here. I think he'll be on his way at the end of the season. Now people are talking about maybe if you can keep that consistency going and get better, we could keep him. It might happen. We don't know, but we just have to see how that goes. But that's confidence. But what's happening is he's getting confidence from the manager. They're talking to him, giving that belief. They believe in him, and football players are confident players. All of them, doesn't matter. Some players always have natural confidence themselves, But a lot of players they need building up. They need people in their ears telling them how well they are, how they're doing well. And when they're doing well, being reinforced it, and they're happy and enjoying what they're doing on the field. And this is where you get the mentality. This is the mentality shift that you get from the manager and coaches. They want you. They want the team and the players that you have. We want you to win. We want to win football matches, and you're going to do that job. And when every football player, the whole purpose for playing football, playing football, young and old, we all when you play, we want to score the best goal. We want to win, win, win. That's all we think about. Don't like it when we lose. And the same with them. Nothing changes with that. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing players now after these 3 games, and I don't care if some fans think, "Oh yeah, you're playing against teams who are not playing well. They're poorly performing, so that's why you got the results." Not that long ago, we were playing poorly and playing absolute shite and performing badly. We're winning games and winning well. There's a mentality now developing. Players are confident and happy and want to play. They want to play. They don't want to, might have been beforehand where injuries, where a little niggle, they think, oh, won't be able to be in this game. I've got an injury, and pull themselves out because they don't want to play because they're just not happy playing in the team at the moment. That's what's been happening in this season, and that's what's been happening. So now you've got players all want to play and play and play. And what you saw yesterday was a situation where we had James Garner back in the team. He's been out for a long length of time, and he just run that in that central midfield. The foot he played really really well. Obviously with the passing, but also his defensive was really really good. It's just like he'd not been away. And then Beto obviously getting his opportunity. Yes, he still gives the ball away. He still, but if you can find the strength or how good he is of the ball coming towards him in that way and the goals that he scored yesterday and playing to his strengths. And that's what he did. He worked on it this week. This is what we want to get better at. This is what we want you to do. Work to his strengths. He can't work back to goal. He can't do when you launch the ball to him to knock on heads. That's not what he's done, what he's good at. But if you play to his strengths, that's what he did at Udinese. That's where he got his reputation for scoring goals in Italy, was playing that way. So he played to that style, and that's what happened. We got 2 goals from him, and he played well. And is he good? Is he good enough? Will he? But if he continues scoring goals, the funny story is Dominic Calvert-Lewin is great at the technical side of it, controlling the ball, doing all that. But at the moment, between the two of them, Beto seems to be the better goal scorer. Dominic Calvert-Lewin isn't. Dominic Calvert will do one thing, Beto does the other thing well. So that's the difference with them, and that's where we're at currently. I don't know how, because of course the transfer window shuts tomorrow. I'll get more into that in a moment, but that's where we're at, and we saw the best of him. We had Irabunen back on the bench, and he came on near the end, and he was tidy, back into it, getting forward when he got the opportunity to do so. It was great to see him back. We're going to have Chimiti back in a few weeks' time, hopefully. That's another reinforcement. I know I've heard Brozier could be back in a few weeks' time. So it's looking like he's going to stay on. But, and coming in, Dominic Calvert-Lewin might be a bit longer. So we're going to have players coming back. We don't have Mangala, so we'll have to see. But also, as we get into talking about obviously the transfer deadline day tomorrow, we've got Alcaraz looking likely will be signed on loan with a view to an obligation to sign him permanently at the end of the season if conditions are met. So that might be on appearances or whatever it may be. But what I've seen of him, I'm going to YouTube, but what I've seen when he was at Southampton, he looks a really, really good player and a good attack-minded player. Argentinian, bit tough. I think a lot of fans will like him, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. Adds to what we want in the midfield specifically. So that's going to be great. It's going to be exciting to have that kind of player as well. But we'll also see who else comes in because there's rumours about different players. Nobody's mentioned who. Do we need another striker? I don't know. I know we're now obviously 10 points further ahead, away from the bottom three, so we're now looking upwards. Um, and for me, you know, can we bring a couple more players in just to, you know, give us options on the bench? It's going to be an interesting next 24 to 36 hours to see if, we can get any other business done. Obviously, the main business will be in the summer, and that's going to be exciting times to see who stays, who goes, and who will be given an extension to a contract. Obviously, I've heard Idrissa Gueye, who played fantastically again yesterday, was putting out fires like he always does. Um, he's been offered another year on his contract, so we'll see on that front because we do, I think, when we come into the summer, we'll need experience, obviously. So yes, the last three games, you know, night and day, and it's been wonderful to watch, wonderful to go to a game, to get excited, to actually believe that we can get a result, actually believe that we can play well, and excited about what we can see today and how we play, and and the atmosphere around the stadium throughout the game was absolutely fantastic. It did help scoring a goal in 10 seconds, but I think getting a second goal a few minutes later, and it was just a calming performance. Players playing really well. I thought defensively we were really well, and I think it was just wonderful to see all fans like ourselves just be able to sit there, and really enjoy watching our team win a game. And David Moyes has done that. He's come in, revitalised a lot of players. We've got the right components, I think, on the coaching setup. Obviously, Leighton Baines as well. And I think, okay, David Moyes doesn't know how the club has been run since he left, but he's an Evertonian. And I know when we think about the board and think about the owners and think about who we bring in to, you know, you think, oh, you should bring in somebody who knows the club. Off the field, no. I think you need to actually bring people from outside businesses, to with their business acumen worldwide and to grow the business. But an opportunity here, he was available, and he knows the club, the fans. He knows us. He knows what we want. Knows what we demand, what we want from our football club, and what we want from our football team. He knows that, and he knows the people around that are still at the club when he was there that are still there now, and he can walk in and it just like a nice, you know, fit straight back in, and it's helped everybody. If it's revitalised everything on the field, and if we can get some business done, as I say, and bring some players in, just to offer more options. Not if it's just being on the off the bench or anything else. Why we've got players out injured, obviously Neil being out for a period of time. I don't know if we'll see him this season. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. But we've going at Calvert Lewin, Brozier, and Ichimiti. The bench is going to start looking a lot stronger because Seamus as well. I forgot about Seamus. How can you not forget about Seamus? Being out. And it's just, let's enjoy this because it's great. We've got Bournemouth coming up in the FA Cup on Saturday. Another opportunity to move forward in the FA Cup is a great opportunity to do so. It's a great opportunity to get through to I think it's the fifth round. And, the world's your oyster with that one. A good cup run would be great. And it's just keeping the momentum going. Keeping that momentum going, keep getting more and more confident, keep on improving because even after yesterday, there were still things that I think David Moyes said that they need to work on their passing and still working, communicate, because a lot of the passing was still strays and still going out. There were still things to work on, and they have to get better and better. And the more each day, the more they do it, and winning football matches, gaining confidence, and seeing the best from players that you weren't expecting to see the best of. Like Ndai yesterday, Ndai or Ndai. yesterday. Wasn't his best game, but he scored. He's still in the second half. Was still rigging out of three players around him to get free kicks and doing. He was still a menace in some ways, but it wasn't one of his better displays like we saw against Tottenham. But that's what you're going to get, and that's what you want. And it's like I said in that midfield, you've got James Garner perfectly come back in and made a performance. I'm being positive. Are they the future? They have to go out there week in, week out to prove to me and prove to you that they are capable enough to be in our team next season when there's going to be a big rebuild and they're going to be part of hopefully the way forward and as we grow and go towards not just being in the new stadium but also be able to climb up that table, no longer being a relegation scrap, and actually get an opportunity to be in a get into European competitions, opportunities in cup competitions, growing the team, bringing in younger players because that's what they want to do, developing and getting better and better. That's what we need to do, and that's what I hope will be the direction. As I mentioned off the field, obviously we still need a new CEO. That's not been appointed yet. It looking likely the director of football. You know what are my thoughts on Kevin Farewell will be, has always been. But I think as soon as this window's over, I think we might see the end. Kevin Farewell. I think a new director of football will come in. There'll be a new setup, new structure, and we'll just have to see what happens next. Because it's looking likely because he's only 5 months left on his contract. There's been no offer of renewal going forward. So it's looking likely that he may be on his way. They may have somebody available or they're waiting for somebody to be available. That might be the summer. Or it might be after this window has ended. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see on that front. So there's a lot of positives going forward, isn't it? It's amazing that off the field we're growing. Obviously the financial situation is better. We're waiting on naming rights for the stadium. There'll probably be a lot more sponsors coming in, more investment, more money, which is going to be great for PSR related. Enables us to actually spend more in the summer. So there's a lot of positive things going forward. We're looking forward to seeing. It'll be interesting what kind of player we're looking at going forward to develop into next season, and that's the exciting times. But it helps if on the field that the team that we currently have, which is very small, as we all know, are playing like that and putting performances like that, and you feel confident that the next game when we play Bournemouth, who are playing well this season, except for the result against Liverpool yesterday, it's going to be a difficult game, but I can be a bit more confident. Me mentally feels confident that we can get a result against them in the cup. The tough game obviously is going to be the derby game on the Wednesday, but if we keep on winning football matches and the confidence there, you just never know. It's a derby game as well. And then, of course, you just have to keep on going. But if we've got a few players added, even better to add to the squad, and then injuries coming back from injuries, and we can look at it further near the end of the season. Hopefully, we'll end the season mid-table. We can enjoy our last season at Goodison, enjoy our time, each games that we have at Goodison, and it'd be a fantastic end. And we can go into the summer really excited what's going to happen next. But yes, there's going to be bumps in the road between now and the end of the season. There's going to be results where we don't play well and don't anything, but we're seeing that what this team is capable at as of this moment, and some of the players that we thought, were not good enough, and they are showing us now at this moment in time that they are capable, um, better players than we thought they were, and well, long may it continue, long may they keep on continuing to play like they are, and long we get more and more confident and keep on getting results like we are, because I think we're just going to keep on going further away. I think we're going to be all right because I think the three teams that are in the current positions are going to go down. They are poor, and but that's just the Premier League as it is. Be nice to see Tottenham going further down into it, but because no, that's just my thoughts. So anyway, but yeah, long may it continue. Another positive week. Bournemouth upcoming. I know hopefully another positive result, another get through to the next round of the cup. That'll be absolutely fantastic. So long may it continue. Let's bask in this wonderful feeling of winning football matches, which we've not done for a while, and actually playing well. Not winning a football match just because we have to win a football match, and just playing poorly but winning. It's lovely to see that we're actually winning football matches and being confident and playing well, passing the ball around, but doing everything effectively. And long may it continue. It's great. So on that note, thank you for listening again to the podcast. I'll hopefully be back next week to talk about the Bournemouth game, obviously, and whatever has happened in the transfer deadline day tomorrow. Find out who the players have come in, if we've got any additional players coming in, and what my thoughts on that, and everything else besides anything off the field or anything like that. So be an interesting week. So on that note, thank you again for listening. Thank you again for your support. Look forward to speak to you again all soon. Hopefully next week. Take care, and I'll. This is the Rambling Toffee signing out. So take care. Bye bye.